In this lecture, we will see two topics. One is the sources of salinity, and the other one is the measures of salinity. So, saline salts or salinity is one of the important parameter which causes pollution to water. So, we have to deal with that. It is an important factor which affects the quality of water. So, we will see the different sources by which water will get saline. Before that, we will see what is salinity. Salinity actually refers to the concentration of salts in water or soil, either salt in water or either or salt in soil. The salinity can be of actually three types: primary salinity, secondary salinity, and tertiary salinity. So we will see each of them. Primary salinity may be caused by according to the sources of salinity, there are three salinities: primary, secondary, and tertiary. And the primary salinity is otherwise known as natural salinity. It can be due to these following reasons: rainfall. Due to rainfall, some airborne salts may be get deposited in the water sources or land. That will cause water or soil saline. Second thing is weathering. So weathering of some natural salt rocks may cause salinity to water bodies as well as soil. Aeolian deposits, that is when wind picks up some amount of salt from the surface, and it will be get deposited in some other places. Connate salt, during deposition salt will be incorporated into marine sediments and it will be deposited there for years, and later it will be formed as a source of salinity. Okay, so that is known as connate salt. And final one is salt water intrusion. Of course, when there is fresh water near the seas, there is a chance for occurring an intrusion of saline water. So these are the main primary sources of salinity. Secondary sources of salinity is otherwise known as dry land salinity. It is caused by the what is that, capillary rise. We can say that it is capillary rise. The water, when the groundwater level rises, the water brings the salt accumulated through primary salinity process to the surface. So this is the process. And the third one is tertiary salinity, or it is otherwise known as irrigated salinity. It is mainly caused due to the recycling of irrigation water. When we reuse the irrigation water without any treatment, then it will cause increase in salinity. So these are the main sources of salinity. Now the salinity can be expressed mainly as the dissolved solutes, the total dissolved solutes in milligram per liter or parts per million, and it can also be expressed as milliequivalents per liter. There is an old unit for salinity. Earlier, salinity was expressed in millimoles per centimeter, but now we will follow the SI unit. As per SI unit, the MO was replaced by Siemens. So we will use the units like millisiemens per centimeter or decisiemens per centimeter for expressing salinity. And 1 mole per centimeter is equal to 1 decisiemen per meter is equal to 1 meter siemen. Millisiemen per centimeter is equal to 1000 microsiemen per centimeter. So this is the conversion of unit. And the salinity is mainly measured by means of EZ, electrical conductivity, and the electrical conductivity readings are usually taken and reported at a time of at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. And if you are measuring the using the EZ meter for measuring EC, we will standardize the EZ meter using a solution, KCl solution, potassium chloride solution, which has a normality of 0.01 Newton, will have electrical conductivity of 1.413 decisiemen per meter at 25 degrees Celsius. So we will standardize the EZ meter or calibrate the EZ meter by using potassium chloride solution. So these are the main units of salinity. Now we will see how to measure, what are the measures by which we can measure salinity. Mainly the salinity, as I have explained earlier, salinity is a measure of concentration of all soluble salts in soil water and is usually expressed as electrical conductivity. So it is a base unit. Electrical conductivity is the base unit of salinity. Major soluble mineral salts, many major salts which causes salinity are, there are cations and anions, both can cause salinity. Major cations are sodium, calcium, magnesium, potassium, etc. And major anions are chloride, sulfate, bicarbonate, carbonate, and nitrate, etc. And other than this, some other elements like selenium, boron, strontium, lithium, silica, rubidium, fluoride, molybdenum, manganese, barium, and aluminum can cause salinity. And this, if the salinity is caused due to this elements, then it will be toxic sometimes. And the salt affected soils are generally classified based on their soluble salt concentration and exchangeable sodium percentage. Both quantities will be taken into consideration. And how the salinity is measured? Normally, how we'll measure the salinity is we will take a soil sample or a soil sample, and we will saturate the sample with water. Okay, we will saturate the soil sample with water, and we will take the extract or the solution out of the soil by applying some suction force. So you will get the extract of that soil, extract of solution from that soil. And now we will use an EC meter for detecting the electrical conductivity of that saturation extract. So this is the method by which we will measure the electrical conductivity of a particular soil or water. When the electrical conductivity of the soil extract from a saturated paste equals or exceeds 4 decisiemens per meter at 25 degrees Celsius, then the soil is said to be saline. So if the electrical conductivity is greater than or equal to 4 decisiemens per meter, then we can say that the soil is saline. Now, some other parameters which are dependent on salinity are ESP, pH, and SAR. ESP is the exchangeable sodium percentage. It is actually the amount of adsorbed sodium in the soil expressed in percentage of exchange capacity. That is, some anions or cations in the soil, some cations in the soil have the ability to exchange themselves with some other ions. So sodium is such an cation which will be such an ion which will be replaced. Okay, so ESP is the exchangeable sodium percentage. So it can be found out by using this equation: exchangeable sodium content in milliequivalents per 100 gram of soil divided by cation exchange capacity in milliequivalents per 100 gram soil into 100. So this is the equation for ESP. And if ESP is higher, the soil will have a poor condition, high pH value, and associated nutritional disorders will be there. Second parameter which depends on salinity is sodium adsorption ratio. Earlier we have discussed that salinity also depends upon the sodium content of the soil. So sodium adsorption ratio is another important parameter. And when this ESP is a time consuming process, okay, actually, but it is reliable. When we cannot do this ESP, we can find this sodium by means of SAR, sodium adsorption ratio. It can be calculated by this equation: sodium concentration divided by root of calcium concentration plus magnesium concentration divided by 2. So this is the equation for finding sodium adsorption ratio. The square brackets shows that this is the concentration of sodium, this is the concentration of calcium ion, this is the concentration of magnesium ion. And the concentration of sodium is measured by using flame photometer. Calcium and magnesium is used by measured by using titration. So when all these values are there, we can easily find SAR. Now there is a relationship between SAR and ESP. This is the relation. This thing it is not necessary, but even if you need this, you can read. Okay. And the third parameter affecting the soil salinity is pH. pH, you all know, it is a negative logarithm of hydrogen ion activity, and it is an index of acidity or alkalinity of the soil. When the pH is greater than 7, we can say that the soil is alkaline. When it is less than 7, we can say that the soil is acidic. So it is determined by either potentiometrically, it can be determined by using pH meter, or by titration using phenolphthalein and all, we can measure this pH. Now, according to all these based on all these parameters, the salt affected soils are classified by USSL. United USSL has classified the soil into different types based on this parameters. So there are mainly three parameters: EC, ESP, and pH. Mainly these three parameters are taken. The soil is said to be saline when the EC is greater than or equal to 4. Electrical conductivity is greater than or equal to 4 decisiemens per meter. When the ESP is less than 15 and pH is also less than 8.5. So then the soil is saline. The soil is said to be saline sodic when EC is greater than or equal to 4, ESP is greater than or equal to 15 and pH is greater than or equal to 8.5. When all the quantities are greater, then we can say that the soil is saline sodic. And finally, the soil is said to be sodic when EC is less than 4, ESP is greater than or equal to 15 and pH is greater than 8.5. So the effects of all these types of soil are given here. The saline soil, uh, it tends to flocculate soil particles into aggregates. Aggregate formation will be there in case of saline soils, and it is recognized by white salt crust over the surface of the soil, and permeability is either greater or equal to those of similar normal soils, equal to or greater than that of normal soils. So that are the characteristics of saline soil. In case of saline sodic soils, it interferes with the growth of most of the plants and it will affect the soil structure. When sodicity is higher, that is alkalinity of the soil is higher, then it will cause lower permeability and tend to deflocculate soil aggregates. The aggregates of the soil will be deflocculated and permeability will be lesser. So these are the characteristics of different soils based on the salinity. This is about today's lecture. And here in this chart which is given, we have already discussed that the salinity will affect plants also. So these are some of the plants which whose tolerance is given with respect to salinity. These are the plants which are highly tolerant to salt, and these are the plants which are moderately tolerant, and these are the plants which are sensitive. The sensitive group should have a salinity of about 2.5 gram per liter. The highly tolerant crop can withstand a salt concentration of saturation extract up to 10 gram per liter, and moderately tolerant crop can bear up to 5 gram per liter. So these are the tolerance of plants. This is just for an information. Thank you.